If Earth's surface were uniform, four belts of pressure oriented east to west would exist in each hemisphere.
Wind is controlled by a combination of three different
Beginning
things.
at the equator, the four belts would be
the pressure of
one,
gradient force,
equatorial low,
the second being the Coriolis effect,
two, subtropical
and the
high
being friction.
on either side of the
pressure
equator,
gradient force is the
three,
primary
subpolar
driving force
low,
of wind that results
and
from
four,
pressure
polar
differences that are
high.
depicted by the spacing of
Particularly in the
isobars
northern
on the
hemisphere,
map.
large seasonal temperature
Closely
differences
spaced
over
isobars
continents
indicate the
disrupt
steep
the
pressure
global
gradient and
patterns of
strong
pressure and
winds.
wind.
Widely spaced isobars
In wintertime,
indicate a
large
weak
cold
pressure
land
and
masses
gradient
develop
light
a
wind.
seasonal high pressure system from which surface
Wind
airflow is
controlled
directed
by a
off the
combination
land.
of
In summertime,
three
land masses are
The
heated and a
Coriolis
low pressure
effect
system
produces
develops
deviation in the path
over
of
them, which
wind due
permits
to Earth's
airflow
rotation
onto the land.
to the right in the northern
The
hemisphere
seasonal
and to
changes
the
in the
left
wind
in the southern hemisphere.
direction are known as monsoons. In the middle
Coriolis
latitudes,
produces
the
deviation
general
in the path
west
of
to
wind
east flow of the westerlies
There are two types of pressure centers.
is interrupted by the migration
One
of
is
cyclones and
cyclones or
anticyclones.
low centers
The
of
paths
low
taken by
pressure,
these cyclonic and
and the second one
anticyclonic
is
systems is
anticyclones
closely
or
correlated to
high
upper
pressure
level
centers.
airflow in the polar
northern
jet stream.
hemisphere, winds
This
around
is
a
also
low
mentioned
cyclone
on a slide
are
later more in
counterclockwise
detail.
inward around a high anticyclone
The average position of
area.
the polar
They
jet
are
stream and hence the
clockwise and outward.
paths followed by
In the
cyclones
southern hemisphere,
migrate
the
southward with the
Coriolis
approach
effect
of winter
causes
and
them to be
northward as summer
clockwise
nears.
around a low and counterclockwise around a high. Because air rises and cools adiabatically in a low pressure center, cloudy conditions and precipitation are often associated with their passage. In a high pressure center, descending air is compressed and warmed. Therefore, cloud formation and precipitation are unlikely in an anticyclone, and fair weather is usually expected. There are two types of pressure centers. One,
Local winds are small-scale winds produced by a locally generated pressure gradient. Sea and land breezes form along coasts and are brought about by temperature contrast between land and water. Valley and mountain breezes occur in mountainous areas where the air along slope heats differently than does the air at the same elevation over the valley floor. Chinook and Santa Ana winds are warm, dry winds created when air descends the leeward side of a mountain and warms by compression. Local winds are small-scale winds